Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you the Tarocco Siciliano, the Sicilian tarot. This is used for both gameplay and also for divination by some people. And it is in some ways a typical Italian Tarocco deck, but there are some really interesting little unique aspects to it. Starting with the trumps. Trump number one, in Sicilian they call it the picciotti, which means like the little boys. So instead of the single trickster, it's boys playing a thing. Then we have an empress and an emperor, trumps 2 and 3. Then we have constancy, which is a virtue that is only in this deck. 5 is temperance. 6 is the virtue of strength or fortitude. 7 is justice. 8 is the lovers again. 9 is the chariot. And 10 is the wheel of fortune. So far so good. Other than adding an extra virtue, constancy, which I've never seen in any other historical deck, looks like the usual kind of things that you'd see in the trumps with the virtues, the lovers, the chariot, and the wheel, and their various significance. There's only 2, instead of having an empress and also a papess and a pope and an emperor, there's just the emperor and the empress there. All of these cards also have names both in standard Italian and also Sicilian. I don't really speak Sicilian and I don't speak much Italian, but I'll do my best. Anyway, number 11 is the Hanged Man, who here is literally someone who's been lynched as a traitor. 12, you've got the Hermit, the old man, time. I think in Italy they normally call him Il Vecchio, the old man. And then 13 is death. What's interesting though also with this deck, there's no devil. Instead of the devil, there's a ship. This is also from the Minchiate deck. There's a few historical theories as to why this one has the ship instead of that. And then the tower, instead of being like the thunderbolt where the lightning has trashed the tower is completely intact. No disaster has occurred. Number 16 is the star, La Stella in Italian or Astilla in Siciliano. I'm not sure if the man under the star is meant to be one of the 3 wise men, which is what generally is under the star card in traditional Tarocco decks. 17 is Aluna, the moon, with a couple. 18 is the sun, with Cain and Abel from the Bible fighting underneath. 19 is the world, but it's shown as Atlas holding up the globe, or in Italian, Atlante, and La Palla is the globe, or Apada in Sicilian. 20 is Jupiter, or Giove in Sicilian, Giove in standard Italian. Together these 5 cards make, in the game of Tarocco Siciliano, they make a set called L'Arie, the high ones, which will be important when I eventually do a video on how to actually play the game, or the versions of the game played with this. Then we've got the Fool, like all Tarot and Tarocco decks. In Sicily, they call him the Fugitive, or L'Uffugiuto in Sicilian. I guess Fugitivo in standard Italian, with his trumpet and the ball. And then we've got a bottom trump, like a trump 0, but still a trump even though it's below everything, called Poverty or Miseria in Italian. This is unique to the Tarocco Siciliano. Apparently it's not considered a particularly valuable card in the game, but it will still beat a king, for example. Onto the suit cards, you've got the 4 Latin suits of swords, clubs, cups, and coins, and each suit runs from 5 through to 10. Now, with these, you'll notice that the swords are straight and crossed over. It doesn't look like a Northern Italian Tarocco deck or a Northern Italian regular playing card deck where they've got the curved swords. This is actually a pattern which was from Portugal originally, and this is the only modern deck that actually retains it. Also unique to this deck, or it sort of occurs partially in other Italian Tarocco decks, is instead of pages or jacks, you have a maid. And then you have the knight or the horse, the queen, and the king. Onto the suit of coins. One thing I didn't explain before is that the suit cards, you've also got the letter to say what suit it is. You'll notice that the coins are called O, which is for oro, like gold, as opposed to D for denari you might have expected in standard Italian. Also, I told a small lie before. The suit of coins actually goes down as low as the 4. The rest only go down to a 5. Now again, you've got the female maid, then you've got the horse, then you've got the queen, and then you've got the king. Onto the cups. You can see C for coppe on them. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The maid, the horse, the queen, and the king. And then the suit of clubs, which look like, like someone's taken a tree branch and turned it into a club. A bit like Southern Italian regular playing card decks, like the Napolitane cards people might be used to, or Spanish cards, not the fancy batons like in Northern Italy, but they're crossed over in the Portuguese style. Then the maid has a parrot in the suit of clubs, and then the horse, the queen, and the king. There's only one Italian company who still make this deck, and it's Modiano, and they include with it an ace of coins, which you'll notice if you know anything about regular Italian playing cards. That's the ace of coins from the Siciliano regular 40 card deck for playing Scorpa and things like that. It's included there because in Italy, traditionally, they had to have a card to put the tax stamp on. And so this one, even though you don't normally use the ace of coins in Tarocco Siciliano, they put the card in there for that reason. Anyway, that's the Tarocco Siciliano. Hope you enjoyed the video. One day I will have a tutorial on how to play this game, or at least a version of this game, because a couple of different villages in Sicily would have their own versions. But at any rate, until then, thanks, and I'll see you later.